back from the dead.
Hey, what's up guys, Frozen Nexus here, and today I'm going to be bringing you the patch notes for Crossout 0.3.4, and I gotta tell you, I'm in a good mood, and I will get right to that in a second, but this, they have a little note here that says this update contains important changes that will significantly change the gameplay. Players now have the opportunity to make their favorite weapon unique. All fans of solo battles will love the new mission free-for-all. I know, I'm just as excited as you are. That is going to be awesome. And they have also significantly reworked weapon balance. So starting off, free-for-all. Added a new mission free-for-all for those who are not used to relying on others in battles. It's not that I'm not used to relying on others in battles. I hate relying on others in battles because generally it doesn't work. Alright, so description. No separate teams, everyone can kill anyone. Players appear in random places on the map, a maximum of 8 vehicles. The winner is the first player to destroy 10 cars, so it seems like you have more than one life. Self-destruction is counted as a kill for the enemy who dealt the damage to you in the previous 15 seconds. And available for all players who have reached the 10th level, so you have to be level 10. Alright, reward. Players receive the same reward as in Mission Storm Warning, depending on the number of destroyed enemies. Players receive the following rewards. Whoever kills the maximum number of players gets 100 scrap metal in a container. The survivor in second place rankings gets 50 scrap metal. Survivor in third place gets 25 scrap. Survivor in fourth place, 10 scrap. And survivors 5 through 8 get 5 scrap. If the player does not destroy enemies during the battle, he does not receive any reward. Alright, unique weapon characteristics. The following changes have been introduced to create a more diverse and exciting gameplay. Each weapon with an epic rarity and above has a unique characteristic. The MG-13D minigun. Damage increases while continuously firing. Interrupting the process resets the damage to the initial value. That sounds pretty interesting. So your damage will progressively go up the more you use it. And if you stop shooting, then you have to start over again. Heavy machine gun. Each hit increases damage with the following bullets. Maximum length of a streak is 25 hits. When you miss, damage is decreased. So that's pretty much forcing accuracy on you. Shotgun hammerfall. Each hit gives a certain chance to temporarily disable the enemy's weapon or hardware. I have a feeling I'm going to rage real hard at this. Shotgun thunderbolt. Damage of a next shot increases in accordance with your mileage in combat. Reaper autocannon. After destruction of an enemy, the cannon's damage temporarily increases. Damage increases for all copies of the gun mounted on your car. So if you have 2 Reaper autocannons, it works for both. The M015 Vulcan. Every 6 shot penetrates up to 2 meters of armor. That is interesting, extremely interesting. The 25mm autocannon. The further your target, the greater the damage done. So basically they're turning the 25mm into, if you can snipe someone with it, you'll be wrecking someone with it. The PA Scorpion. The cannon now has a new look. Projectiles pierce any armor. That's something I think should have been in the game for a while. It should have been piercing armor to begin with because of, well, it's a giant fucking arrow. All parts up to 2 meters deep receive damage. Damage is slightly reduced during armor penetration, obviously. The Mammoth Cannon. Each direct hit returns a shot to your ammunition reserves. So if you get a direct hit, I assume that means a hit on the cabin, you save that round. The 100mm cannon. Each direct hit increases damage of your next hit, so don't miss. That's pretty much what they're saying there. 88mm turreted cannon. Every second direct hit returns a shot to your ammunition reserves. The Retcher. The further your target, the more damage done. Same thing there, you snipe someone, well, then you're gonna do more damage. Alright, the AGS-40. Every 10th shot has a chance to disable enemies' guns. Can't wait to go try this one out. The Cricket 17mm. The more distance the missile covers, the higher its damage. Harvester. After destruction of an enemy vehicle, the saw's damage temporarily increases. Damage increases for all copies of the saw on the vehicle. So basically, if you destroy an enemy's vehicle, it will do more damage temporarily. The Druzhba 2, after destruction of a vehicle, the saw damage temporarily increases. Damage increases for all copies of the saws on the mounted vehicle. So pretty much same ordeal there, destroy a vehicle with it, does more damage. Alright, so the Lancelot Spear. Marauder shield damage increases in accordance with distance traveled in combat. Not entirely sure what that means. I believe that just means that it will do more damage the further you charge someone with it. Alright, if a player has several identical parts in stock, he can turn them into one unique part with additional bonuses. And basically what this is saying is 3 parts, you can turn it into 1 part with huge bonuses. Added the ability to get extra bonuses using rare parts. An improved part can be obtained from 3 identical ones. The bonus is assigned randomly from an available set. Improved parts cannot be sold or bought on the market, so you have to buy 3 of the same part and then improve them. A part can be upgraded several times, so if you don't like what you got on it, then you can just keep upgrading it. You can use parts with previously obtained bonuses as well as items without bonuses during the upgrade process to previously obtain bonuses that are not stacked. So basically you can combine a part that already has a bonus and then 2 more parts that don't have a bonus, and you could combine them to get another bonus, but if it's the same bonus it won't stack, so be careful there. Added the ability to mix paints. Paints of the same rarity can be mixed through the same interface as part upgrades. When mixing paints of a rarity level below legendary, the player gets a chance to improve the paint to the next level of rarity. Get a random paint of the same rarity. Or get a random paint of the same rarity. Sorry there. When mixing legendary paints, the player gets a random paint of some rarity. When mixing paints from packs, the player gets a random paint from one of the packs. Not all colors can be mixed. For example, paint thinner cannot be mixed. Okay. There is a lot of balance issues here. Not balance issues, I mean just balance changes. So, let's get right into that. Shotguns. Shotguns are meant for fast battles up to ranges of 20 meters, so their damage has been reduced. The rate of fire has been increased by 100%. Reduced heating rate, so you can actually get off more than 4 shots, which is fantastic. Reduced the cooling speed, reduced effective range, and reduced accuracy. So basically, they fire faster, a lot faster. They don't overheat as much, but they don't cool down as fast, and they don't do as much damage, as well as being less accurate. That is how a shotgun should act in this game. I think that's great. Machine guns are meant for fast battles up to 50 meters. Machine guns now differ only in damage, power consumption, and possible upgrades. So basically, in damage, power, and their possible upgrades is the only difference. Other than that, their range and accuracy is all the same now. Bullet hit momentum has been reduced by 50%. Increased accuracy of the first shot. Increased spread, both maximum spread and spread increase rate. So basically, when you start firing, you're obviously going to become less accurate because it's a machine gun. So that's just been increased. They've also reduced the effective range. They're not sniper rifles anymore. Vehicle movement no longer affects spread. That's good because gyroscopics are a thing, and I never understood why that would happen in the first place. Reduce the heating rate so they don't overheat as much, and they also reduce the cooling speed so they may not overheat as much, but they're going to take longer to cool down when they do. Autocannons. Autocannons are meant for distances from 700 to 100 meters. Reduce the projectile speed. They're not going to be traveling as fast because they were traveling at the same speed of MGs previously. Increase spread. At the same time, we reduce the spread for firing on the move. So basically, they're not as accurate, but at the same time, they are more accurate if you're firing on the move. So I don't know if that's net positive or negative as far as spread goes. They've reduced the heating rate and reduced the cooling rate. So basically, they are now going to fire a lot more rounds before overheating, and they're going to cool down quicker. Or, I mean, they're going to cool down a bit slower, so just like the MGs, you'll be able to fire more rounds, but it's going to take a bit longer when they are cooling down. Okay, let me tell you something about explosive spears. This is the best change, hands down, that has ever been made in a Crossout patch. Explosive spears no longer detonate when hitting friendly objects. Thank God. Why did this take so long? I can't even begin to explain how angry I have gotten because of these explosive spears. And I know I'm going off on a complete random tangent right now, but it is worth it because that is the best change they could have ever made. That is amazing. Okay, moving on though. The AGS 40. I don't know how I feel about this one, but I might be biased because I have an AGS. They have introduced an ammunition limit. Base ammo pack is now 120 shots. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll see. I doubt I'll live long enough to use 120 shots anyway, so I don't think I can really complain. Okay, Mammoth Cannon. This is the last weapon balance. To compensate for unique characteristics, we introduced the following. The number of shots in the ammo pack is reduced to 6. So, okay, well, that was weird. They go, we introduced the following, and then there's literally one thing. They could have just wrote, the number of shots in the ammo pack is reduced to 6. Yeah, that's it. Alright, weapon. Added a new category of weapons, minigun. The following weapons have been moved to this category. Reaper, MG13, and MO15. These weapons are no longer in the category with its own icon. Reaper no longer has the prefix autocannon. Autocannon challenges can no longer be completed with the Reaper. So basically the Reaper is no longer considered an autocannon. I guess that's fine. Invasion. To exclude the possibility of abusing the system, the following change was introduced. See, that's better. If a Leviathan is destroyed in less than 5 seconds, the reward for this step is not issued. So I guess that's basically saying if you found a way to glitch the game and kill the Leviathan in less than 5 seconds, you're not going to get the reward because there's no way you can kill a Leviathan in less than 5 seconds. That's bullshit. Alright, moving on to game mechanics. They have reworked ram mechanics. Now vehicles receive all the damage done by ramming. That's good. Part at the point of the impact takes all the damage from ramming. If the damage is higher than the part structure value, it falls off. All the remaining damage is transferred to the next part located along the vector. The process is repeated until 100% of the ramming is dealt. What this is saying is, 1, they made ramming a lot more effective, and 2, instead of when you hit another vehicle with your vehicle, instead of equaling out the damage done to all the parts of the vehicle, now it will do the damage to the parts you hit. If that part breaks, it'll hit the part that's closest to it, so on and so forth until all the damage is calculated for. That is amazing. There are actually physics now to ramming. It's not just you hit someone and their vehicle takes damage. That's much better now. I'm very excited for that. Alright, now we're moving on to the miscellaneous. Fuel Race has been renamed to Cargo Race. Improved some interfaces. Now blueprint creation time filters displayed by default custom blueprints. Removed rewards for places and leaderboards. Blueprints purchased in packs are no longer in a separate category. The recently acquired blueprints have the label new on them. Alright, and last but not least, the bug fixes. Fix background bug in some windows. Fix the lack of blocking reasons in the relevant message. Fixed errors on several maps. Fix rendering target markers on top of the map. Fix incorrect game behavior when you exit the battlefield. Fix player names display on the battlefield. Fixed icon color artifacts and descriptions. Fix the garage fire bug. Okay, that is it. That is a huge patch. As always, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Oh, and I'm going to be including the link to the patch notes in the description. I can't actually copy and paste them into the description because it's more than I can actually write in the description. But I'll put the link to them in the description. You actually won't be able to view them unless you have actually bought Crossout. So yeah, if not, then you're just gonna have to listen to my dumbass and get over it. So hope you guys did enjoy, and hope to see you back in the next one. Peace out.